Hello, wonderful. It is Sarah, and I wonder if when you were a kid, you got called Butthead, or there was actually a show, Beavis and Butthead, that my mom definitely did not let me watch. But did you ever get called Butthead? Because that was one of the biggest insults. You're such a butthead as a kid. And definitely, I don't want my kids calling people buttheads. But see what I did there? Uh, I know that there are people in your life and mine that have butt mouth. Okay, and you're probably like, Sarah, what in the world is butt mouth? I've heard of butt head, but what's butt mouth? And that is when every solution has a problem. Gosh, I'm so exhausted from this. Okay, well, have you tried this? But gosh, my boss is such a jerk. Okay, well, have you worked around him in this way? But gosh, I'm so tired of dealing with this with my kids. I can't believe I'm still having to do this. Oh man, have you tried this book or have you tried this strategy? But and there are some people, I can't remember who said this quote, but it said, some people have a problem for every solution. They have a problem for every solution, which means they have butt mouth. They have a complaint, but they want to talk about how hard it is to solve the problem, not a solution for the problem. And it would be amazing how our world would change if we started talking about creative solutions and action steps to solve our problems rather than how we feel about having the problems. I feel tired. I feel exhausted. I feel used. I feel like this isn't fair. I feel confused. I feel overwhelmed. I feel whatever it is. And there's a lot of research within the psychology world about feeling your feelings, okay? And there's great value in that, in feeling your feelings. However, in some ways, I think we've swung a little too far in the other direction because we never get to the solution part half the time. I feel bad about this. I feel sad about this. I feel this. I feel that. I feel this. I feel that. I feel this. Well, what are you going to do about it? What's a creative solution? What's an action plan you can take? What's a way around that problem? What's a way you don't have to have that problem anymore? But I don't want to have this problem. But this problem makes me upset. But it's not fair I have this problem. And as you listen to people in your life, I think you will be really surprised at how often people have butt mouth. Which, does that make them a butthead? I don't know. They have that butt mouth, and those are the people who are never going to move forward because they always have a problem for every solution. And I had read a quote recently, and it said, of course, we're always going to have things come up in our life. But it's funny how that word comes in this context. You're moving forward if every year you have a different problem than you had last year. And I want you to imagine an alien coming down from Earth and meeting with you every March 12th. We'll go with that date for whatever reason. So every March 12th, you have a meeting with an alien. And you say, I'm really upset with my cousin. I'm really upset with my cousin. She's always stealing my basketball shorts. Something ridiculous, okay? And then the alien comes back the next year. I'm really upset with my cousin. She's always stealing my basketball shorts. Then the alien comes back the next year. I'm really upset with my cousin. She's stealing my basketball shorts. I think the alien's going to say, why don't you move your shorts? Why don't you buy new shorts? Why don't you set boundaries with your cousin? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? But it's my family, but I feel bad, but I don't want to spend the money on the new shorts, but it isn't fair. And if an alien came down in your life, what would they think of the human race? What would they think of the human population if they only met you? Would they think you are a problem solver, an action taker? Would they say, gosh, these humans, every time I come down to Earth and each year, they're better than they used to be. They're always improving. They're more vibrant. They're more wealthy. They're more connected. They're better off. Every year, they're better off. Or would they say, these humans, they say they have problems, but every year it's the same problem. They literally don't do anything about their problems. They must be idiots. So, don't be a butt mouth. You don't necessarily have to tell the other people in your life that they are butt mouths, but pay attention to it. And pay attention to the people who are moving forward, who have forward momentum, who are getting what they want, who are going after new things, and the people you respect. Are they people who have a problem for every solution? Or are they people who seek to find a solution for every problem? Hope that helps.